As seen on Tucker Carlson Tonight, Jonathan Turley on Manafort charges prosecutors will use whatever they have. Tucker Carlson responded tonight to a snarling legal threat from a lawyer for Tony Podesta over his reporting that Podesta, his brother and Paul Manafort were the central figures in the federal investigation led by special counsel Robert Mueller. Podesta, founder of the Podesta Group and brother of former Hillary Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta, resigned from his lobbying firm after he became a subject in Mueller's probe. Carlson explained that the Podesta Group was one of several firms that worked on a campaign called the European Center for a Modern Ukraine. The campaign was led by Manafort and promoted Ukraine's image in the West. Manafort, who served as President Trump's campaign manager last summer, was indicted by Mueller's team for several charges dating back to his work in Ukraine. Today's indictment confirms our reporting on this, Carlson said, explaining that it reveals that the Podesta Group was aware that the European Center for a Modern Ukraine was a sham company representing pro-Russian interests. He added that despite knowing that they were acting as agents of a foreign government, the Podesta Group did not register as such until spring 2017, just weeks after media outlets began reporting that Manafort's offshore bank accounts were being investigated. Carlson revealed that he received a letter today from Jeff Garinther, a lawyer with Venable LLP, a major Washington, D.C., law firm. Tony Podesta threatened Tucker Carlson tonight after resigning. Wanted our reporting shut down. #Tucker at Fox News, Tucker Carlson at Tucker Carlson October 31, 2017. The letter demands that the show immediately cease and desist disseminating false and misleading reports about Mr. Podesta and the Podesta Group, Carlson said. It demands we retract and delete all our prior reporting on the Podesta Group and warns that if we don't do this, Mr. Podesta may pursue legal action, including for damages, in order to fully protect his rights. He said Garinther's letter also claims that Manafort did not work with the Podesta Group in its representation of the European Center for a Modern Ukraine. Apparently that lawyer hasn't read the Manafort indictment yet, Carlson said. He argued that Garinther is simply trying to threaten his show and shut down his reporting on the Podesta Group. It's an effort to use fear to control press coverage, Carlson said. We're not intimidated. We have ample evidence from Mueller's indictment, from a number of confidential sources to paint a pretty clear picture of exactly what the Podesta Group was doing for years here in Washington. He added he's confident that Mueller's investigation will be revealing a lot more about Tony Podesta's lobbying practices. If you're looking for a summary of all this, here's the one-sentence cliff note to the whole affair. The chairman of one major presidential campaign colluded with the brother of the chairman of the other major presidential campaign to enrich themselves by secretly advancing the interests of a foreign adversary, Carlson said. That happened. That's the swamp they told you needed to be drained. Watch more above. Dershowitz Mueller likely hoping Manafort charges will spark chain reaction.